everybody, to the Superhumanistic podcast where we talk about all things health and wellness. Thank you for joining us again today. We're going to start off with a brief recap of what happened last week. We were talking about diets, specifically the Mediterranean diet and Flexitarian, all the benefits of eating properly. And we are going to continue on this week with more additional benefits, along with information about our experience and some products that we've tried that are vegan or plant-based that we found are really good. So I think we're going to kick it off here with the benefits of continuing to have a healthy diet, how that will help you, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, so really all a diet is in general is what you're eating. So diet refers to the total amount of food that you're consuming by any sort of diet plan that you might follow, right? So any food that you're eating is technically your diet. Nutrition is where, though, you're looking at the process of utilizing that food that you're putting into your body for growth, metabolism, and repair of tissues. So just wanted to clarify, when we say diet, it's the food that we're putting into our body. So the what we're choosing as our nutrition for growth. So a healthy diet is the foundation for any health, well-being, optimal growth and development. We learn this even as children going to school. You have at lunchtime the healthy options that they give you, which really are adding vegetables to the plate, some fruits as well. We're told, how much we're supposed to eat fruit and how many vegetables we're supposed to have in our plates, how much protein, even having some sort of carb in our diet is good. So having a healthy diet, there's a bunch of different benefits for both adults and children. Adults specifically, you will have a longer life expectancy. We talked a little bit last week on blue zones and how we were watching a documentary on Netflix about blue zones, and we'll get into that later in a future episode. But people living in these blue zones have generally a healthier diet, and they're linking that to having a longer life expectancy. Healthy diets can also keep your skin, teeth, and eyes healthy. It supports your muscles and growth of muscles, boosts your immunity. It strengthens your bones, lower risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and some cancers as well. Specifically in women, having a healthier diet would support a healthy pregnancy and breastfeeding after the pregnancy. It helps with digestive system functions. I know when I was going through some digestive issues, the doctor had told me to actually cut everything out of my diet and slowly add things back in to really see what's impacting that digestive system. So food has, a huge role in what is happening to all of our systems in our body. So having a healthier diet will help with that digestive system function. It also helps to achieve and maintain a healthy weight. And then for children specifically, in addition to all of those benefits for adults, the added benefit for children is that it's really important for their brain development, helps to strengthen their bones, supports healthy growth, and boosts their immunity. So some different plans that are out there really emphasizes having those fruits, veggies, whole grains, fat-free or low-fat milk. So still having the ability to have those animal products. I know we, again, touched on how we're flexitarian, so we're adding in more of those vegan products, but also keeping in mind that it's okay to have some animal protein every once in a while as well. So there's a variety of different proteins that we add into our meals. So a lot of it is that seafood or just the lean meats. We really don't eat too much red meat anymore. Every once in a great while.
Well, you don't eat red meat, so therefore,
Yeah.
so basically I don't eat red meat, but once in a while I do enjoy a steak or a burger.
Yeah. And it's truly like maybe twice a year that he's having a steak or a burger. But yeah, I eat no red meat at all. But I will eat the lean proteins, lean meats, poultry, eggs, legumes, a lot of different beans in the diet, and peas, soy products, nuts, and seeds. So really all of like what is on this healthy eating plan is what we're eating on a daily basis, and actually what they're eating within those blue zone areas. They eat a lot of the legumes, adding in truly more of the soy products, nuts and seeds, and then just being mindful of those foods, and like as you're eating, being mindful of how full you're getting after each bite. So taking a bite and really thinking about the food instead of just like scarfing it down quickly, you really want to take the time to taste, all the different seasonings you put into the meal. What's the textures feel like as you're eating the food that you're eating. So really that mindful eating, in addition to like adding in the healthier products. Of course, with a healthy diet, you want to eliminate, or not eliminate fully, but at least reduce the added sugars, that sodium, so salt, saturated fats, trans fats, and the cholesterol. The government did put out a few years, a long time ago now, a healthy, what's called myplate.gov. So myplate.gov, if you haven't been to that website, does kind of, it puts together a plan for you. So you can put in what your height, weight, and what your ideal, like what you're looking for. Like if you want to maintain that weight, or if you want to reduce the weight, or if you want to gain some weight, you can put that in to myplate.gov, and it gives you what your plate should look like, with the fruits, the vegetables, the meats or lean protein, and your carbs. Like I said, I really, truly am trying to eat more intuitively. So being mindful, I take drinks of water in between bites, put my fork down instead of holding my fork the whole time while eating, and really thinking about how I'm feeling as I'm eating. A lot of times I notice myself getting stressed at work or throughout the day, and that's when I want to go and turn to food. So it's better to like really take a step back, drink water first, and just think about what you're truly hungry for. So are you really hungry, or are you wanting more social connection with someone? Are you just stressed out? So really, maybe I need to go for a walk or practice my breathing exercises in that moment. So truly listening to your body and asking yourself that question of, what am I hungry for? Maybe I need to call my sister or a friend, or talk to my nephews, or my husband. So again, asking yourself, what are you hungry for? Again, various diet plans that are out there. So diet, again, is just any of the foods that you're putting into your body, but the plans that are out there include the Mayo Clinic diet. There's Weight Watchers, Mediterranean, vegan. There's a new one called Noom, Flexitarian, South Beach, Nutrisystem, Dash, intermittent fasting, Atkins, and so many others that I was able to find. I'm not going to go through them all, but really just asking yourself that question of what you need in the moment. Maybe you do need a more laid out plan in order to follow and keep the same diet. We do a lot of food prep on Sundays. Saturday and Sunday. Saturdays when we do all of our grocery shopping together, and then we make a list of exactly what we're going to eat that week. I suggest even including the snacks that you're going to eat that week, so you can really stay true to what you have put on your list and not more prone to reaching for like those chips when you had a stressful day. And then we will food prep on Sundays. So anything that we can get prepared ahead of the week, we try to do that on Sundays. I really just do overnight oats for lunches or a salad. So the things that I'm able to food prep, I'll do that on Sundays for us. Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, I think one thing we also like is sourdough bread as well. Speaking of blue zones, a lot of people in blue zones seem to eat sourdough bread. It's very simple ingredients, and it's a good way to get that bread fix. If you're a fan of bread out there, of course you want to still practice portion control and not overdo it, but sourdough bread is a good option for a healthy choice. And yeah, I think at this point in my life, in following a lot of the practices that Jessica was mentioning, I've been able to craft a lunch, breakfast, lunch, dinner that is very healthy for me. I don't really need to do any kind of calorie counting. I never need to step on a scale. I know that what I'm putting into my body is able to utilize. It's going towards muscle and energy, and it's good fuel. So there's no need to really step on a scale for me, because my weight stays exactly where it needs to be based on my height and my body type. So I think that's an important goal to try to reach or strive for, is to be able to have that meal each day and not have to worry about counting calories or how it's going to impact your weight, because it's tailored to fit your lifestyle and body type and height and all those type of things. I'd recommend having a bigger breakfast if you're going to have a big meal. That's the best time to do it, because you still have all day to burn off those calories and all those type of things, and then kind of make your meals a little bit smaller in portion as you go on throughout your day for lunch, dinner, and of course a couple of snacks or healthy snacks here and there. Highly recommend nuts for a snack. That's a great healthy option. Again, portion control, don't want to overdo it, as nuts do have a high amount of fat, but it is good fat for you within moderation. And we've been practicing going more to a vegan style diet as much as possible. I know that was our challenge to you last week, was to replace one of your meat-based meals with a plant-based meal, plant-based alternative. So whether that's using some sort of plant-based meat in place of your animal product. That was our challenge to you there. So again, hopefully everybody was able to start incorporating one vegan meal a week in place of that animal product meal. Some of the things that we've discovered that are really good, I like the Impossible meat, the ground beef, and their patties, I guess. I shouldn't call it ground beef, but their version of that. It basically tastes like the real thing. I've been somebody who's eaten ground beef and red meat my whole life, and switching over to Impossible was a quick conversion. It's very delicious, tastes just like the real thing. So we've been able to replace a lot of our meat products with that Impossible meat for lasagna, or just really anything on down the line with that. Beyond is another good product. We've used their sausages, breakfast sausage, and those type of things. Not a huge fan of their replacement for ground beef. As I mentioned, Impossible seems to have really nailed it on that one. Cheeses are tough. Yeah. Sometimes they're good. We've tried making vegan lasagna, which comes out really good, and again tastes just like the real thing, or the animal product. Those cheeses are really good. The ricotta, the mozzarella, all those taste very similar. Still some work to be done, I think, in vegan cheeses when it comes to purchasing a shredded cheese or a cheddar cheese. I don't feel like they've mastered the cheddar cheese at all. I still find myself going back to the animal-based version of that often, as I do love cheese, and I feel like they just quite haven't gotten there yet with a lot of the cheeses. We've also tried the eggs, and unfortunately that was a disaster as well. They have not perfected the egg, at least in terms of the products that we've tried, so we still stick to the eggs, which again, can be a good thing to incorporate some animal products, and eggs are a good, lean, healthy protein overall that you can still incorporate into your diet and replace some of the other meat-based or animal-based products such as the sausage or something like that you're having with your breakfast, to still make an effort to make it healthier for you. And that would be about it. I think one of the main things one of my diet staples that I find is very important is a smoothie. Definitely a good idea to incorporate a smoothie into your diet. You can replace your lunch with that. It can be a healthy snack in the afternoon or something like that to keep you going until dinner. The great thing about smoothie is you can put all healthy products in there. I like to do milk, chia seeds, some spinach, some non-fat Greek yogurt, fruit, some peanut butter, some spices, and also some protein powder. We like the Orgain protein, which is the organic, vegan-based, plant-based protein. And you could do a little creatine if you're working out and want to get that extra boost. So that's just one idea. There's so many things you can incorporate into your smoothie.
I use milk, but I use almond milk instead of like whole milk, which again, you can replace that with water, juice. Like there's so many different ways to make a smoothie. And then I also don't include the yogurt into my smoothies, but everything else, chia seeds, peanut butter, make it your own. Definitely. That was one of the things that we were going to ask that you do this week is, create a smoothie for your lunch or replace your smoothie for a lunch throughout the week. So you can do that. Also, a challenge that we wanted to set out is to just really set a day to create your plan for the week. Like, what meals are you going to eat? And then sticking to that list that you create when you go grocery shopping as well. So I use an app called Mealime. It has a bunch of different recipes on there. You don't have to use the recipes necessarily. I do like that it creates a grocery list for me as well when I get into selecting my recipes. But you can just use it for the grocery list. It also has an option for delivery. If you're eating out more often than you are cooking, try to find a meal that you can replace with a vegan option. A lot of restaurants now do have the vegan options, so see if you can replace one of those meals this week with something vegan. And then another product that we use is the butter. So when we were talking about going vegan, I was like, oh yeah, butter. That would be an animal product. So we use, it's called Miako's butter, and she also does a lot of cheeses. That's one of the products that we found so far that tastes best. If anyone has any other vegan products that they are like, oh my gosh, you guys should try this, please, send us a message, write a review on YouTube, or send us a message on YouTube or our Instagram as well. We're going to start adding more of what we're doing throughout our week so that you all can see our own diet plans and what we're following, as well as our workout and exercise regimens.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, make sure you follow this podcast and also leave a rating and review if you're finding it helpful so that others can find it. And super humanistic on everything, YouTube and Instagram. And we thank you for joining us this week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.